and we also see that there's a double-digit growth year on year. So that's the reason why that we keep on coming back and try to invest even more in this market over here. And also seeing that, for example, the Indian travelers the affluent Indian travelers has been growing tremendously, and the demand in terms of their taste of traveling, the way that they want to do the experiences that they want to, not only about the destinations, it has been also growing over the years. So that's the reason why that when we introduce, for example, our luxury gold products over here for this one, our so-called Japan program was one of the top demand programs in this market over here. We receive a lot of inquiries, bookings of the Indian travelers actually that travel with us to Japan. And then of course that we have the Scandinavian programs, and then we have the so-called Spain and Portugal. Those are also a very popular one. So this time around actually we're seeing, surprisingly, there's also a little bit of the shift in terms of the demand from the Croatia and the Montenegro program from a luxury gold. So that's the reason why that we
What sort of shift is this?
In a way that we can see that, for example, it used to be, for example, the traveler asking for more Japan, and then for the Scandinavians, those are more on the colder country that they want to go. And this time around, they moved to Croatia and Montenegro, which is actually more on the Central Europe. So that's the reason why that we see there's a slight shift in terms of the travelers trying to explore something that more unique in a way, right? So people like to go to visit the Dubrovnik, visit the Split, those kind of places that they want to go. So it's quite unique in a way. Yeah.
So what changes have you done from last year to this year?
Actually, that the changes that we have made, actually, that we are making ourselves more engaged with the partners. I think the more important thing is about the educations. We are spending a lot of time actually to educate our partners, and just to make sure that I think that the first thing to learn about our products, and make sure that they find out, for example, how important it is and how easy actually our product is able to sell in the markets. Because the support they need to receive from us is important, right? And that is how that we make ourselves more accessible and easy for them to reach. Now, from this year onwards, we are just about to launch our e-learning programs for all our trade partners. So which means that all the trade partners, for example, their travel consultants are able to participate in our e-travel platforms. So inside our e-travel platforms, we have two modules. One is for the Inside Vacations program, and the other one is called the Luxury Gold Master Class. So they can actually attend the master class. So it's very easy. The trade actually, they just have to give us, for example, the email address, and then we registered, we will send them a login code, and then they can change a password, and then they can do the training at their own time. We know that sometimes the travel consultant, they have 1,000 million of things to do, right? And they may not actually be able to consecutively do the training over and over again. So this program is always very simple. Every module is about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then what they need to do is actually that they just have to watch the videos, or maybe there's some quiz, read some text, and then for them to understand the product itself. Then after that, if let's say there's phone calls coming in, there's some interval in between, it's fine. They can come back again and continue tomorrow to do it. So they don't have to start all over again. After the completion finish, the system will issue them a certificate, a master class certificate. So they will become luxury gold specialists or inside vacation specialists. So they will be easily able to sell the products. It's better. So the product itself, the module that we are giving them inside the training program, for example, the master class, is not only about the product content, but we also giving them to learn about the history, the journey, how we create these products. Because to sell the high-end product like this luxury program, every consultant need to know about the background.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not only that you push this thing out to the customer and the customer will not know, hey, what is all this all about?
Correct.
So they need to know about the story behind, who is the creator, who is the endorsed. For example, this program is endorsed by our chairman, who is a Stanley Tolman, and then from there, they can able to tell the story down to their consumer. So the customer will have the confidence to sell on that. So that's how that we do that. So that is actually we trying to bring the entire training programs to the market over here, and make sure that our partners will be able to be more engaging, and their travel consultant will be benefit from the trainings from that part.
You said you had two modules. What was the first one?
One module is for the inside vacations, which is this program, which is for these products, which is a
Okay.
premium escorted tour, and the other module is for the luxury
Okay, that one.
gold masterclass program. All right. So we got two modules over here. Yeah.
So, what growth have you seen from last year to 2020? This year, and what are your plans for 2020?
I see. Of course, year-on-year growth, we are seeing the double-digit growth.
Lovely.
And then that is the reason why you are still seeing me here, coming back
Yes.
to India. Otherwise, that I would not be a PA anymore.
No, we always hope that you keep coming.
Absolutely, they have been working very hard. I got a very good support
Absolutely.
from
If,
Rajiv.
if I talk simply from our point of view as Signature Tours, a GSA for the Insight Vacations and Luxury Gold portfolio, we on our sales to these portfolios have seen a 23% hike
Lovely.
jump in our sales. So I can only imagine that sales from the other channels across India have seen an double-digit increase.
I'm sure.
How much we don't know because numbers are sacred and never disclosed. But I can only talk for ourselves. We've seen a very healthy increase, and what has been interesting for us, we have seen almost a doubling of our sales from B2B agents.
Wow.
So that has shown a return on the investment we made the last few years in helping our B2B channel partners understand the product. Now, because there is nothing like this in India,
Right.
none of our B2B partners have been used to selling something so inclusive and such a high quality.
Right.
There are other escorted trips, but you sell them cheap and you arrive at the Eiffel Tower, then you discover you need to pay extra to go up.
Correct.
You go to London and discover Madame Tussauds is not included.
Right.
Nothing in these programs is optional of the essential trips. Only things which are optional are things over and above in your free time. And on the Luxury Growth program, there's only one optional allowed per day.
Luxury Gold, there's no
No options.
No option.
In Inside Vacations, only one optional is allowed per day, if at all. So the model is not to sell cheap and make the money on optionals. The model is make it as inclusive and easy as possible. And what we've been telling our B2B partners is, if you try to do this yourselves, book 10 hotels, book 20 transfers, book sightseeings, book a meal, you can't achieve this price level. Okay? You cannot achieve this security. You cannot achieve this customer satisfaction. In the 5 years we've been selling it, we've had 0 complaints.
Okay.
And a 23% increase on the line baseline is not a bad increase in a market which people say is in recession.
Correct.
I mean, we've already hit 20% of this year's sales for 2020.
Wow.
That's commendable.
Sitting
That's great.
here right now. So the trend is very clear. Our submission to our B2B partners is that it works. It's a very high quality product. It's a very affordable product because it's what Anthony loves to call is affordable luxury.
Correct.
Average ticket price for Luxury Gold is $2,500, Anthony.
Yes.
$2,500 a person. That's 2,15,000 rupees, which is no money in the scheme of things in today's Indian economy.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're getting amazing hotels. You're getting hotels which are all centrally located. So you're not 45 minutes away from the middle of the city. You're getting amazing meals at the Luxury Gold. You're getting Michelin star meals at Michelin star restaurants.
Wow.
You're getting Luxury Gold, if I may, because you know how excited I am.
Absolutely.
You are getting access nobody else can provide. Seeing the Sistine Chapel after hours. Seeing private castles and museums. Why don't you tell a little bit about that? But things which other people cannot offer.
Strombo Palace after hours, Luxor Temple after hours,
Wow.
Howard Castle after hours, and etc. etc. And then, for example, the hotel that they stay in the Mina House in Cairo, and then Sofitel Hotel in South America,
Wow.
and then we have the Fairmont Le Chateau in our Rockies, which is at the Jasper and Banff,
Yes.
and these are all the super category of hotels
The famous
that we
Ashford.
stay. And then, of course, in our program, we are staying in a very famous, our own Ashford Castle at the island in Combs for 2 nights. basically. So each night, if you want to book the hotel, it easily costs you about 600 to 1,000 pounds. So you got 2 nights stay inside there with the program itself. Honestly, is value for money. On top of that, the guests actually that for the luxury gold, they have an opportunity to experience a Michelin star dining experience for each of the. If not, there will be a locally acclaimed kind of restaurant.
Okay.
So basically, it's about that kind of values. And on top of that, they have a private concert if they go for the Eastern Europe program. All right, and then they will probably will be able, for example, they go for our new program, Colombia. They'll be able to meet up with one of the oldest plantations owner, which is you're not able to just to go into the meet the owner
Absolutely.
and say that, hey, you know what, I come and see you. So this is something that we bring them and then to meet the owner. Interactions with those guests who have a high interest to know about coffee culture, how this coffee plantation works and everything. So that is actually that we bring them there, including some of them, for example, even we bring them to meet some of the duchess, princess, which is real descendant for the royal family, where no other operator is able to do that.
Okay.
Another one exclusive one, we're always proud to say that is actually that on our program to Montreal, we bring the guests to visit the headquarters of Cirque du Soleil.
Whoa, that's
Yes.
great.
And this is something that we're off limit to everybody. Only luxury gold guests are able to go in.
Lovely.
Can you imagine that when you go in Soleil, you have the opportunity to explore the 15,000 costume that they make a year.
Sure. It's
And then
gonna
you're
be
able
amazing.
to engage with the trainer to see how they train all the artists. It's going to be performed worldwide on the Cirque du Soleil.
Lovely.
Exciting, isn't it?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if I may ask you, which is the most selling itinerary? Which is the most, and what shift has it been from last year to this year?
The selling itinerary for us, actually for India, is actually our Majestic of the Japan.
Okay.
And then we got Spain and Portugal. And that is actually our so-called popular itinerary we're selling.
Correct.
And of course, for the inside vacation, we have our Scandinavian programs, we have our Morocco programs, and that is actually the program we're selling. Now is actually we're seeing that next year, which is actually the 4 bookings coming in, we're seeing that there is of the Croatia and Montenegro,
Okay.
which is an inquiry from there, which is quite unique destinations. We're seeing there's an inquiry increase for South America.
Yes.
So, which means that there is more and more Indian travelers are now trying to explore a bit further away instead of just stick to the Southeast Asia. We see that there's increase also in terms of the Iceland.
Okay.
And Iceland actually the market is actually is coming back because I think for the last couple of years the price has been increased phenomenally because the demand has been going overly high, and now it's actually the price has been come down to like 25%. So it's a good time to revisit Iceland again, or Iceland that those are not visit, and definitely it's a destination to go.
Okay.
And of course that the other one is actually like Ireland, Scotland.
Okay.
This is also like it's a evergreen destinations, and we can also see that there's a lot of Indian travelers inquiry about these destinations too.
I think the beauty of this product, and this is what we're telling the trade, is that when a customer comes to you, say, I want to go to Europe, or I want to go to Italy. Currently, the seller of travel here, the travel agent is trying to construct things themselves. There is less support on the ground. They may or may not have the depth of knowledge, but when you put this in front of the client, in Italy alone, there are 14 different programs. As many in Spain, as many in Ireland, in other parts of Europe. So this is like the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Absolutely.
You're not restricted to Milan, Rome, and one more place.
Yeah, today
Out
the
of the
Indian
box
traveler, they're
experience.
looking for different things altogether.
But it's not that I want to go for 12 days and I will see 5 countries.
Correct. Huh.
They want to see things deeper and finer.
Absolutely.
14 programs in a small country like Italy is a substantial offering. And what the beauty of this entire product line is, this alone has over 100 different trips only in Europe.
Wow.
You can connect different trips. So let's say I do Italy, I want to join a Spain, or I do a Spain, I want to join a Britain. And you can also connect many of these trips to Unival Cruises.
Okay.
So many departures have been designed to dovetail off each other. So what we tell the trade, it's as simple as putting this before your customer, explaining to them why this is truly value for money, making the sale and getting a very, very safe return on their efforts, because your work is less, your security and surety of the departure is more,
Right.
and because the same brochure, and which makes it unique, is sold in 5 different continents.
Right.
You're not on a bus filled with only Indians. You're on a bus with Americans and British and South Africans and Australians, Canadians, which makes the trip truly different. Because today people want to travel to make friends. If you only want to travel with people from your own colony, you just put that trip and go. But people want to go and meet Tom and Mary and
Experience.
Jill and experience.
Yes.
Exactly.
You experience through company.
Correct.
You don't experience by just going and sitting and standing in front of the monument.
Correct.
So the feedback we've got, because the repeat rate out of India today on these products for Insight is 52%,
That's right.
and for Luxury Gold
It's
is
62%.
62.
So it's very high. A lot of customers actually that when they go for our trips, to be very honest, they will not go for any others
After
programs after that. Reason is very simple, because the coach that we had on our Insight is one of the most unique one. We only got 40 seater
out of 55.
out of 55, which means we remove another 40 seater right out from there. So we only make it to 40 seater. So which means it's double the leg room, double the space, and those are passengers that actually traveled with us before. They know how to enjoy the comfort. It's basically you're just like in a business class all the way through.
Right.
All right, there's a Wi-Fi, there's a connector, charge your phone, everything can do it on board. So basically they can also just stay connected with their family members. And the average group size of 32 for our Insight vacations, and the Luxury Gold is about 24 or less. So basically it's like, it's a small group. That is not like those big group like 40, 50 people, like, it's like you want to ask a question, you basically have to raise hand and take
Lost
a queue
in a
number.
crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Lost in somewhere. But this one is actually the engagement is different. So you can get all the attention from the travel directors, and you find that your trip is actually more enjoyable because you're able to learn more things from there. All right. So that is how they make the difference. And also for the guests actually travel with our trips over here, for example, whatever they see the brochure that we stated the hotels, that is a hotel is already confirmed.
Okay.
It's unlike others it mentioned it all similar.
Okay.
Then after that you will find that your hotel is not there, right? And this is something that we are putting up. Whatever you see the hotel, that is a hotel you're going to stay in.
Okay.
All right. So that is something that very unique from our side here. We make those kind of commitment. All right. So those are the places, for example, the VIP experiences, the small group, the bus, the coaches, and that is actually make people coming back again and again, including all the network. We even have some of the people who's actually solo traveling.
Okay.
We ask 11% of our customer is actually solo travelers.
I was about to ask you that.
Yes, correct. And we have a lot of high numbers of ladies who is actually travel with us on solo. Not that because that they are single, not that because of what, they just want to have some me time. These are all professional ladies like you, and they just want to step away from their regular so-called the home and their own time. They just want to find something for themselves.
You also have a very interesting single matching system.
Yes, we have a very unique in a way that when you travel solo, I know some of the ladies that they might find that I scared to stay in one room by myself. So what we do have is actually that we have a twin sharing basis. So we will do the pairing for you. We will pair you up with another single lady from the other side of the world or from the other part of the world. And then if you are okay with that, then after that you just have to pay the twin sharing basis, and then you can put into the single, add a two single lady.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is only for our Insight vacations, which is actually the program that we have. This is so-called a twin room pairing, the system. All right. We have also some of the solo travelers who travel with us. They fall in love.
Oh.
That's
We have a
cool.
love story actually. Yeah. They fall in love.
You weave dreams.
Exactly. And they got married.
Oh.
And they come back to us again for honeymoon on the Insight.
So-
And they come back again to celebrate their anniversary with Insight.
Lovely.
So you can imagine that, right? So again, it's actually that the travelers nowadays has become so dynamic. We have Indian travelers, like, I can share with you, a lady who has been traveling with us for 18 times.
Wow.
1-8. Solo. She already booking her 22nd trip for next year. And you can imagine that For a lady who is actually able to travel with us for 22 times, must be something. When we asked with her about that, she loved most about us is actually because of the safety, because we are an international company. And she feel at ease in a way that when she travel, that is like she can be herself on board the coach or with the people that she met. And the other part is actually that because meeting with all the people from around the world, she will be able to learn from other people. And that is also widen her horizon. And that is actually making her a better person. So that's why the reason why she keep on coming back again and again with us to travel. And she'll be travel between the inside and the luxury gold, vice versa. As long as there's a trip that can match, she will go. All right? Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, what is the percentage of the repeat customers? If
Repeat customer,
Yeah.
we have it 52%.
That's
For the 52, 52.
That's
That is for the
wonderful.
inside.
and six, you said
62 is actually
62.
for the
Yeah,
luxury
yeah,
gold.
yeah.
So you can imagine there's a high repeat customer coming back.
Very, very high.
Yeah, that's why. We have customer actually come to me is actually say, Anthony, you know what? Last year I joined your brand South America for the trip. I was being so pampered and being so treated. Now I do not know where to go because there's no other trip that I can find that is close match to you. So I have to keep on continuing to book your luxury gold.
And if you can put some insight on the cruises as well.
So Uniworld Cruises is quite a unique product, predominantly river cruising in Europe, and it's something that has been selling very well. Of course, each brand has its own management because it's a very professional, large company. But it's something we have been finding more and more people connecting
Yes.
the different trips.
What we're going to introduce you, for example, we have this particular new program over here called the Elegance of the Parois. This is actually a 10 days trip, right? Of course, we got the 12 days and the 7 days. This particular trip itself, from the 2020 onwards, we will be joining up with the cruise, which is actually the River Tosca, which is our Uniworld cruise,
Okay.
which is actually selling from the Azwan to the Luxor. So basically that the customer will be able to join the cruise, all right? And then it's actually that we'll be having a 3-night stay. This will be a 4 nights program. So they're having a 4-night stay. It's a super luxury river cruise, all right? And then you have a 2-night stay at the Mina House, okay? So this particular cruise is actually our own cruise. So that's the reason why we say that it's a connecting with our cruise program together. So it's a very
This has
luxury.
been launched or you're yet to your
Starting from January 2020.
2020.
So this is the new brochure.
This is a new brochure. So starting from 2020, you're able to take the cruise, and certainly the guests will be enjoying very much because we only got about 4 cabins on board. And each of the cabin is about 29 to 31 square meter.
Lovely.
Wow.
So it's very big, right? So each one of them, they have all the full length window, they have all the view to the river, and then it's like a living museum moving around. Super luxury. So the guests were enjoying very much. So it's money for them to come on board for this program. So this one is actually again to say that when you go for in the Luxor temple, after hours, basically they enjoy after hour visit. So there's no other people there inside the temple except our groups.
And because the Uniworld Cruises, Insight, Luxury Gold are all part of the same family, combining things is a lot more seamless.
Okay.
It also gives the customer a greater pricing advantage. Because the more you buy from within the family, the more breaks you get on the products, on the tours you book. So Anthony has been very generous for the 220 launch for this month and what we've already announced in the 3 cities. For repeat guests, they can get up to 30% discount on these trips, plus an additional 10,000 rupees rebate on the airfare.
Okay.
And for first-time guests, they're getting 25% rebate, plus a 10,000 rupee rebate on the airfare. And of course, once this expires, there are other options for people to book: early payment, multiple bookings, family discounts. So they're quite unique that way in how they encourage you to bind things together and make it.